G'day guys and welcome to FanCast, where we do just the tips in this episode. If you haven't watched the full episode where we covered all things including racism, hurling of abuse, as well as the assholes of the week, check out the full pod. But here in this one, we are doing just the tips. We are joined, of course, by Steve-O and Anna. How are we doing?
Yeah, we're doing good, mate.
Well, good.
No assholes here.
I had no assholes here. Well, there's three, but I actually had a rhetorical question.
Yes,
before we went
please.
into it. Because again, I am new to football relatively.
Sure. Yeah.
How do you guys ever have a week where you fill out your tips and you're feeling pretty confident about it? Like,
Yep.
You're like, this is an easy week.
Yep.
I've got this. I'm very secure. And then you come back a week later and you've only got like two.
Yep.
And it's like, what the?
It's
Yep.
always the
I
easiest
don't
rounds where
understand.
it's just upset round central.
But I feel like there's something wrong. Like, am I delusional? Why that moment of like, I might be delusional happens when I
No.
look at my tipping card.
No, it's round 13. That was round 13 for me. And it was a buy round. And I thought, I'll be great. Three tips in a buy round.
Yeah.
That was pretty bad. So
I think I had 3 tips in a full round at some point. This year as
Oh
well.
my God, 2 weeks ago I had two.
Yeah.
look, I've had a really good last couple of weeks. So round 20, I got 7 tips. Round 19, I got
Well
8
done.
tips. Round 18, 5 tips. So it's on average, it's like
6
6 or
is
7?
usually the average, and if
Yeah.
we can get that or higher, then I think we've done fairly well.
Well, yeah. Well, it's not just me that makes me feel better. It's just usually when I'm most confident. That's when I've
Yes.
done my worst.
Well, some of these games you'll be hard pressed to be confident about
Yeah.
because we start Friday nights. It is not a standalone fixture. Remarkable. If you want to hear this guy go off and Andrew Dillon in the main pod, watch that one as well. So 7:15 p.m. Marvel Stadium, the red hot rampaging Western Bulldogs, Foot the Scray, Franco Cozzo, RIP versus Melbourne Demons. I'm going to go out and say, in honor of Franco Cozzo and the whole Foot the Scray community, we're going to go with the Western Bulldogs. So if I've taken it too far, was that all right? No good?
Nothing
No,
wrong
it's
with
good.
mild racism. That's all
No.
good.
Mild
That's
racism.
fine.
I'm in full appreciation. Full appreciation.
All right.
R.I.P. Franco Cuzzo.
RIP,
Rest in peace. Dogs by 31.
Oh,
Dogs by 31.
They're up and about.
they are up and about.
Shit.
They tore the
mean-
Saints and
Yeah.
the Saints. So they tore the Swans a new one. They've had a great 3 weeks in a row. They beat the Blues. They went over the GMHBA and they beat the Cats at Cardinia Park. I love to see the Cats lose at Cardinia Park. And then they go up north to the Sydney Swans and they tear them apart. So yeah, the Dogs they got the full bite.
Yeah.
I'll tip the Dogs, but I wouldn't be surprised
All
if
right.
Melbourne come out with the win because they absolutely have to win that game.
Yes.
Do you know what's very weird?
What?
Melbourne at Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
How often do we see that?
Not a lot.
Because they
Wow.
never get home games there.
Yep.
Right.
You know, have they played there at all this year? I don't recall.
Good
I
question.
don't
Melbourne
know.
playing at Marvel this year under the roof.
Did we play them at Marvel? No.
No.
There you go. Unfamiliar territory, perhaps.
I don't know.
They're normally on the slopes at this point in time, so being indoors, is a bit of a different sort of scenery all of a sudden. Next game, Optus Stadium, also on Friday night. Andrew Dillon, you muppet. The West Coast Eagles are hosting the Gold Coast Suns. Is this the week that the Suns get their first win away from home? Is it possible?
I think yes.
You think yes?
Yeah, I think they will get the first win.
Yes. West Coast have put the queue in the rack now. They had a glorious little stretch there of Harley Reid fun and stuff of thingamajig. But yeah, now they're
Leaderless.
the worst team in the comp at the minute. So yeah, I think Gold Coast do get their finally get their win. I'll say by about 19. I know you had a crack at Andrew Dillon. This is how you do it. If you're going to do 2 Friday night games, 2 different times, that sort of thing, where
They are at different times.
They are at different times. Yes. Yes, I know I'm correct. So, yeah, shout out to Andrew Dillon for making that a bit better. But yeah.
This was that Simpsons meme where Grandpa walks in, takes off the hat, goes around, puts the hat back on, and walks out the door again. You were about to rev up, and then just well done.
If you want to see my full roast of Andrew Dillon, check out the full podcast.
Yes, check out the main
if you
show.
want to see it.
The main show. And just piggybacking as a final little funny thing, maybe about the Gold Coast Suns. They had their first loss at home last week.
They did.
Wouldn't be how fitting would it be that they have their first win away from home the following week?
They had to at some point, right?
They had to at some point.
Have to win away at some point. Have to win at home. Have to lose at home at some point.
Yeah.
Well, one's done. The other one would be soon to follow. Saturday afternoon, 1:45 p.m. at Marvel Stadium. It is the battle for the spoon. Ooh. North Melbourne are hosting the Richmond Tigers. What are we thinking?
North. I mean, I'm tipping North but it's hard for me to just not think with a bias on that game because I really don't.
North ball.
Yeah.
Sheasel will win.
Yeah.
Sheasel to get the 4 points.
I would love to see North win.
I think North Melbourne's midfield by itself I think gives them the edge. And sometimes sometimes at the end of the day, it just comes down to the midfield battle. And you see North Melbourne's midfield versus Richmond's depleted midfield, which Tim Taranto's 50-50 to play as well. So I'll back in North. First time I've tipped them in about 17 years.
There you go.
Congratulations. You will not be getting the number 1 draft pick this year. 4:35 p.m. The Geelong Cats hosting the Adelaide Crows. I'm gonna lead us off and say that the Cats get the job done this week. They had to work for the win against the North Melbourne last week. Sometimes it can help to have to actually earn a win here or there. Whereas the Crows were handed a very mighty beating by the mighty Hawks, the mighty Fighting Hawks. They're a happy team at Hawthorn. And I think the Cats will be a happy team this week.
Yeah, Cats by 35. Yeah, nothing much else to add there.
It seems that the Cats would win. So
yep.
I'll tip that way.
Seems based on...
I'm just pretty confident the Cats are going to win. So it's
based on them not being Adelaide.
Yeah. I think you could turn that TikTok into a Vine, Dave. So just keep that in mind with that tip.
7:30 p.m. One of 2 blockbusters at the same time. Watch the main pod. All right. It is Collingwood Magpies are hosting the Carlton Blues. I'm saying Blues this way because I think, Anna, were you leaning towards the Blues to lose this one?
I don't know. This one's hard.
You were alluding to that in the main pod.
I was alluding to the fact that I think that Collingwood might be harder to beat than people think.
Sure. Okay.
It wouldn't be a popular tip to tip Collingwood. But
yeah, I'm not tipping Collingwood myself.
Yeah. Racist comments aside, I'm talking only about their football. I don't know.
This is for Pendle's 400th.
I know.
SP 400.
Shout out Scott Pendlebury.
Shout out the Pendles.
I guess I'd tip the Blues, but I think it's going to be a tough game for them.
It'll be tough. It'll be tough.
Game.
Tough to say because Blues just aren't themselves when they're down on confidence.
Yeah.
So I will go the Blues. Yeah. So
it's MCG. They've had a few games at Marvel.
Oh, I think
Blues
MCG
by 11
might make it. I don't know. MCG might make it even harder for them to. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to go the Blues by 11.
I'm going to say the Blues by 3. I think. I think it's just going to be one of those classic nail biters. Collingwood going to do that late game match.
Anyway.
They're going to do that late charge at the end.
Shit, they might.
The Carlton Blues are going to have those demons come out, the Grim Reaper coming and closing in on them like it did a couple of years ago when Collingwood knocked them out of the finals.
It's going to be Cripper and Dacos.
Yeah, Cripper and Dacos. head-to-head in the midfield potentially.
Who's not watching that game?
The people who barrack for Port Adelaide and Sydney, because the game is happening at the exact same time
Dun, dun,
at
dun,
7:30 p.m. Adelaide Oval, Port Adelaide Power. They had the surge last week. They beat the Blues, hosting the slumping Swans. The slumping Swans.
I'd go for Swans on that.
The Swans, the bounce back.
Mm.
They've relaxed
Not
enough
necessarily
now
to bounce back, but I just don't think that they're going to want to lose to that team.
for
I
that
just don't-
team.
They're not going to want
To
to.
Koshi's Port.
Shout out Andrew Dillon for the fixturing again.
Massive shout.
Well, I want to make this a usual segment on these FanCast videos. My bold call of the week.
Yes, do it.
Swans by 40 plus. Is that bold?
All right.
I reckon it is.
That's
I
pretty
wouldn't
bold.
mind just seeing it.
Swans by 40 plus. Knowing Port, I know they did beat the Blues, but deep down, I know Port can struggle against the good sides. And I still believe, as most believe, Sydney are still a good side. This is where they get their confidence back. The Swans by 40 plus. I'll say 45.
Asava Radagalia
Mm.
had one of the best individual games last week out of
Really?
everyone. I've only just remembered now. Could have given
We
him a
didn't
shout
talk
out
about
in my
him.
Legends of the Week in the main pod.
Yeah.
Again, another interstate non-Victorian player, but he was unreal. If Asava kicks 3 goals in this game, Port Adelaide win. Are we all right here?
Go.
Are you
I-
chewing ice?
I accidentally grabbed an ice block. I don't want to spit it back out.
Swallow.
You
Do like the rest of us and swallow.
no. You keep explaining. I'll
No,
just avoid-
I wanna watch this. This is amazing. This is
Oh, just swallow it.
so. I'm gonna say if just don't think, do.
Don't think, just do. Don't think, just do.
Oh!
Chew on. Go, give it a chew.
No! What
How
have
is
you
it?
done? You're used to swallowing 36-year-old
Oh.
chewing gum.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Where do you think I was going with that?
Oh.
was-
Where I went.
I didn't
like
know
2
where you were
minutes
gonna go
ago.
with that.
Go ahead.
No. Wait, I won't forget when we had Coach Cole. Shout out to Coach
Shout
Cole.
out to Coach Cole.
I still have that sheety card, by the way. But if
Very slick,
if
but-
Asava wins, if Asava kicks 3 goals in this game, I'm gonna say Port win. But if he doesn't, I'm gonna go with the Swans to win.
It might
Interesting.
almost be worth his $750K a year contract if he,
He
does
actually was unreal. I actually really liked his game on the weekend. He was so good. And we've seen that the Swans have struggled against big forwards.
Mm.
So if Asava gets off the hook, watch out. 110, Monica Oval. The GWS Giants are hosting the Hawks in Canberra. Why have I got the Giants ticked here? I want to tick the Hawks.
Oh,
I'm tipping the
Giants.
Hawks.
I'm tipping the Giants.
that.
You just
One thing I haven't said yet today is that last week was the second time I've tipped Hawthorn this season.
Oh,
I don't know
Well
why. It's because I don't want my bias in my head ruining my tips. So I'm just like, all right, if we win, it's grouse. If we lose, that's a safety net.
yep.
So I'm gonna go the Giants. And
Wake. Wake.
Ah.
Back in the boys.
I always.
I'm
tip
back
my
in the
team.
boys deep in my heart.
Very deep.
I'm in a very close footy tipping league, so I don't
As
want my
am I.
Hawthorn bias to ruin it. So I am going to go the Giants, and we'll go by 11.
Where is it Jesse Hogan that just is unstoppable?
No, we're pretty good against key. We're pretty good against key forwards most of the time. I just think they've got some real big game players, like Toby Green. You got, I believe, Cornelio and Kelly are still out, but you still got guys like Tom Green still in there
Tom Green.
to stop. And I think Giants can get revenge.
He's a hack.
Um,
He's a butcher.
He is a
Tom
butcher.
Green.
Very frustrating
He's-
for Supercoach,
he's so-
but
He's got such low disposal efficiency. It's ridiculous.
Giants,
He-
I think,
he
get
never-
revenge.
He doesn't look bad to me.
It doesn't look bad, but when you own them in Supercoach, when you want to pull your hair
I
out,
see. Yeah.
the numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
all right. So
Yeah.
you guys got
sometimes
so
they do.
2 Giants and a Hawk. Fair enough. 3:20 p.m. Essendon hosting Freo. Yeah, Freo, no worries.
Hey, hey,
I
we
wouldn't
still
be
got to do our
That could
opinions.
be the upset of the week. Essendon winning that game. You just don't know.
Yeah, all
Are
right.
you going to tip?
Are you going to tip him?
No. but
Exactly.
You could. And you might be right.
Dockers by 2.
No.
Well, it's my opinion.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm expressing surprise / shock / disbelief. I'm not saying your opinion is wrong.
I could be very wrong, and I feel like we've seen this a lot with Essendon in recent times, where once they're just falling off a cliff, it just continues.
Yep.
But I think Essendon will. I'd like to think for that football club they bounce back this week and try their guts out and put in a good shift. But I think Freo are too good, and I think I think Freo in a nail biter.
Freo by 40 plus. All right. We last end the round at 4:40 p.m. The St Kilda Saints at Marvel are hosting the Brisbane Lions, who are the hottest team in the comp. Can the Grinch strike again?
The Grinch is going to strike again.
You tipping the Saints?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We want revenge on that team. We keep losing by a margin every time. I think we're in the best form to beat them that we've been in the last couple of years.
They're also in the best form to win in
I
the
don't
last
care.
in this
I
in
don't
this
care.
stretch
We're
of
here to
games.
spoil the party, and so we will.
Stamp your authority. I
So
like
I'm
it.
stamping it. It's and I'm very confident about
She's
that.
very
So we'll see what
confident.
happens.
I love the confidence.
Has it rubbed off on you?
Brisbane by 37.
I love the confidence.
No revenge.
No revenge happening
Okay.
this week,
In my opinion.
in your
Yeah.
opinion, of
Yeah.
course.
We'll see.
All right. So for the most part, we seem to be in agreement about the Dogs,
Yeah.
the Suns,
Yep.
North Melbourne,
Yep.
Geelong,
Yep.
Carlton.
Yes.
No. Well, yeah.
You guys reckon Swans?
Yes.
I've gone with Port.
Oh, you're tipping Port, are
It's a
you?
bit of an upset.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
2v1
2v1 with the Giants. All of our teams are playing on
Giants.
Sunday.
against the Giants. Yep. I've gone
Yeah.
with the Hawks. You've both gone Giants.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've all gone Freo.
Yeah.
And we've
And-
gone
One-
Brisbane. And
One
you're the same.
delusional St Kilda supporter here, and
We
I
love
will
it.
stay that way.
We love
I
you
love
for
it.
it. We love you for it. So, guys, if you liked our tips, if you followed the tips and it worked out to be in your favor, drop us a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell, share with your friends and family and all of your loved ones, including your pets. We know you've got social media accounts for your pets. They're very adorable and they deserve one because all lives matter on TikTok and socials and Insta and stuff like that. So, thank you guys so much for joining us here on FanCast, where we have a proper footy chat. We'll see you all in the next week.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.